Still Kofi.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so Kofi the Bad.
Yes, and he was in the Playpen comic. I remember one of the
Playpen.
Yes.
Beatrice, did you know Playpen?
No, I only know. Is it SpongeBob?
Oh, madam. Beatrice, you are off track. Playpen had all the stories in there. Fifi the bad boy.
I cannot breathe.
She says she only knows SpongeBob. Wow,
I
Beatrice.
see. But let's talk about the cost of living, analysis. I mean, your personal economy, and we will activate the phone lines in a bit. But I want to pick your thoughts. I mean, how has it been?
I think it's been quite interesting. I remember, and I'll just go into the area of cars.
Right. Tell me about it.
I remember in 2017, I wanted to buy my first car.
Right.
And I felt, I think around that time, Corolla was it 20 something, between 20 something and 30 something thousand.
35,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
2017.
It was just about, if you had about 25,000, you could get a good Corolla.
Yes.
Then,
yes, and
25 to 35,000, you could get a good Corolla too.
Yes, and I just did my assessment. I said, okay, let me rather invest the money somewhere else, and I didn't. And 2024 down the line,
pressure will hit you.
It's amazing.
How much does it cost now?
You go like what, 120?
No, 120 is cheap.
150.
Yes,
Yeah.
120 is cheap to an extent that.
You're talking
Morning.
2024.
Yes.
Or 2024, you'll be doing like 180.
Kia Morning is like 75 minimum. And that's like a tiny car. You won't even, I mean, if you have long legs like me, you can.
Oh, Charlie.
Yes. And then, I mean, car parts, it's just amazing how things are, the prices of things.
Through the roof.
And last evening, I was having a conversation with this driver who was telling me about when he bought his car. He bought his car 2 years ago. I don't remember I didn't ask him which car it was, but it looked bigger than your regular Kia Morning,
right.
but not up to the size of Corolla, that kind. And he said he bought it for 30,000 2 years ago, and I was shocked. And this is something that would cost you, let's say, 90 something or 100 thereabout.
Did they have defects or?
No, I mean, it looked very.
Just wanted to dispose that off.
But I don't know when it started sprouting all over the place, but 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it seemed to have been better, although not as good as, 2017 way back. So I don't know how things just got out of hand.
There's this gentleman, Suleiman Abubakar. He spoke with our team on Wednesday. Right? They went to La Paz. Listen to him.
Are you a driver?
Yeah, I'm a driver.
You're a driver?
Yeah, can I go local?
Yeah?
Can I go
Local.
Okay.
Local.
My name is Suleiman Abubakar. Your friend is Suleiman Abubakar. My name is station heavy.
Who station ni? Who drive how many years ni?
My license is 1994.
1994?
Yeah.
Hey, who see Mwache?
Aye. Kajman my fit me kwala brema dia.
On kwada brema. Se say na sanka ya ma badge kra.
Aye. Na masa.
Abeka award.
Masa, down for your how.
Mo how ne say?
Yeah, how ne say?
Abeka drivers, mo how ne say?
Yeah, how ne say? E was up by no. O tie do wa fo sufre.
Ene de musufre ne ye de.
E sufre na emiensa. Baako. Spare pass bo e kuyen. Spare pass bo e kuyen.
Adara fo ne bi wo ha na.
Dala fo wa ha.
Bugu a. Ana mumre mu e.
Say
Mumre omo en. Me ba me am gina mfimfin. Mo pasa mo da. Se be gina ho.
Masa wutie ni.
Ya kabro fo dodo a. Ya kabro fo. Choboy. Ya kabro fo dodo. Ya kabro fo dodo.
Roland wutie ni.
Be tieo.
Before
camera no more.
Before me kasa no. Me pese. Before me kasa no. Me pese se ufiri akwa. Odi asidama Johnny's bite. Catch it say. Yamu bi wama yesi ye ni abie.
Fire.
Johnny.
Akwana me ni eduma no.
Yes.
Johnny.
Yamu bi sese wama ye ni abie.
Trance.
Masada for your bro.
Trabe. Inti Adara fo amowo abeka ne important money
In general some
wa sefemi ye den.
Yeah, how want to say. Spare pass born and confirm.
Ene den.
Two. Petrol yet to me talk. Minimum be sabi or ha. on coffee a week as our coffee.
Kasane chemi biom. Obi
Ewa ha
a driver ni.
Abajuma Monday ewa so power coffee on cop. Essence of power with Nuska. Ever till bottom command the enemy in Baufi
92.7.
to weekend as our coffee. And look what or shower no saddle, you know about Wasaba you. I don't have 4 bread.
Ayi say o can spare pass one seven.
Yes.
Spare pass no catch them here. Yanka say 5 years ago and now say 2019 because who see more 1994.
My memo example.
Who nyini en so where the pension wom.
My memo example. Sprinter boot. Sprinter. The see what we are carrying.
Sprinter
Ni boot. 2016. Nendu 10,000. Endu 2,000.
Sprinter boots na ye bia ni mienu no.
Nendu 2,000.
Ni mienu no nyina 10,000.
Endu 2,000 cities.
Endu 2,000.
And then 5,000 cities. Mendo na ye be passing a phone. And then 4,000 cities.
Sir? I see.
I don't have 4 year bread.
I see.
Year bread.
Okay.
Yan to abama kufa du so mama yeso.
Oh, yeah, so to Abama Kufado.
Me man to abama kufa. And me to abaso man kufado. E say me bread.
Okay. Ayi, me pacha adama for ni bi wai.
That's Suleiman Abubakar, his truth and the truth on the ground. Helen, do you know about this? Did you know about this?
About the price hikes in car parts.
Car tires.
Yeah. Everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. I haven't had my vehicle since last Monday. And all the parts I've had to buy. And this is an old vehicle. We just can't relate.
I haven't had mine for 2 weeks.
Yes, we were always sharing car woes. Do you have your car today? No. Do you have your car today? No. What's part
But what's
missing?
keeping
No.
the car out of your hands?
Mainly because of age. Mainly because of the one I was using before. That car was about 21 years.
Okay.
In the game.
That's your father's legacy.
Yes, please. And the second one too, just about over a decade old, but a steady car. But with most cars, you have to keep replacing the parts. And I mean, the jump from 2021, for example, even 2020, when I was buying parts, is insane. For a RAV4 in 2020, I bought a gearbox for about 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Whoa.
New one. That
Whoa.
is. Yeah. This time round, I'm
mean
being
brand
quoted
new second
brand new second hand.
Okay.
This year, for that same brand new second hand, I'm being quoted about 20,000. Or just under for a but that is for a big car.
Right.
So it's gone up at least twofold. For that big car in 2021, which for a smaller car would have been 5K, about 8 to 10K. Now, yes, just under 20K.
Beatrice, what do you think to those government communicators and those who serve in government who say that, it's the people who sell these things who are trying to squeeze all they can out of the populace. They want to profiteer and not necessarily reflect what the going prices should be. What do you say to that?
I think there's some truth in that, but also the prices have generally gone up to an extent that there's a particular part of a car that I wanted to get. Others are quoting prices of 35,000.
What?
Yes. Others are saying 30,000.
Okay.
Others are saying 22,000.
Right.
And others are saying 26,000. And it's the same thing.
Okay. So I spoke with some of the spare parts dealers, and what they explain is that because of the volatility of the exchange rate and how unstable our cedi is, if I buy something, for example, last week, and the cedi to dollar ratio was 15 cedis, next week or by close of the week, if it's now 16 cedis, you don't expect me to retail it at the price of somebody who got it at 15 cedis. And the possibility of they having stocked, and then bought it at a certain rate. So let's say I bought it when the cedi to dollar was about 17, 18 cedis. And then now it drops to 14 cedis. I have stocked at 18 cedis. You don't expect me to come and trade it off at 14 cedis because your cedi and dollar are now at 14 cedis.
I agree, but let's also not forget that at the same time, some of them would buy it at 7. And when it goes to 17, they will sell it at 17.
Agreed. But then largely, that's so in both cases, the analysis is true.
Yeah.
How do we know, for example, that, and I remember very well that Mr. Kenofriata announced that, for those at spare parts or Abuzukan, I have good news for you. Imports levies on spare parts will be a thing of the past. You remember that was cancelled in 2017. Fast forward to 2024, it has actually increased.
But in that case, obviously, if I bought it, like you said, at 17, and that was the production cost, as it were, if it's gone down, I'll still have to get at least my production cost out.
To break even your cost price.
Exactly. So that it makes sense. But the other side of it, where you bought it at a cheaper price, but now prices have gone up, and you're deciding to sell at those new prices, that's when the customers are being exploited.
Even beauty products, even getting your hair done, getting a pedicure, all those things, it's gone up. I think
How
maybe,
much do they charge for washing
so
now?
for washing, I think you're looking at about, depending on where you are, over 60 cedis, isn't it?
60 cedis to
Mine
do
is over
Wash-
100 cities.
100
What?
cedis.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'll show you one corner. Yeah.
So
I'll
wash it,
show
to
you
wash
one
your hair. I
corner.
mean, but how much was it back then?
Oh,
25 cedis.
yeah, you
Wasn't
could
it
have
having around 15, 25?
Yeah.
25 was really like,
Yes.
Okay.
you've gone to some
nice
really,
place for wash and set, 25
Yeah.
CDs, you know, get your
Yeah.
hair washed, get it set. Now, like I said, 60 CDs being, I would say, minimum if you go to one kiosk like that, one quick
And I remember even
wash.
quite recently, I mean, going to very good salons, you would want to braid your hair. You've got your own wig or the hair you're going to use to braid it, and they would charge a maximum of 100. But now with your own hair, sometimes depending on the salon, they're even charging over 200 cedis
Yes.
and sometimes 300 cedis.
A pedicure that would have cost you some years back 50 CDs, now it's about 150 to 200 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money then.
Johnny, you go to the barbering shop. I know you're talking ladies' hair,
Well,
but I
it
don't
needs
know
to be,
how it translates in
Yeah,
barbering shops.
it's also gone up. It's also gone up if you go to the barbering salon now. I mean, the least that people take now, it starts from like 15 cedis, some 20, some 30. Depends again on where you're barbering. But I mean, on a general level, even kids' hair that used to be 5 cedis and
Yeah.
7 cedis now gone up to 15 cedis
Yeah.
at certain places and 20 cedis.
Wow.
I mean, I'm talking about barbering shops in your suburb.
They are
your
just
neighborhood.
trimming your kinky hair.
Yes, that's all they're doing, and they're charging you so much because the cost of electricity
That's right.
has a bearing on it. The cost of GRA taxes has a bearing on it. The cost of business operation permit from the local assembly has a bearing on it. The cost of, they coming to work. Sometimes they come, they clean the whole place. They say that the whole day nothing happens. They go back.
Now to the transport
Their
fares are so
transport
high.
fares, so they all those things go into the mix, and then they decide that, okay, let's adjust it a bit. I mean, today as we speak, if you don't have 7 CDs, I'm not sure you can get Willie to buy.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Willie?
Yes.
Will it raw, will it,
Yeah.
or when you go to the ready prepared meals for you to buy something?
Like if you are buying
No,
wachi.
buy from a wachi event like Alima or
Yeah.
Antimuni or any of those places. I mean, Antimuni may be the high end. Let's
Yeah.
use Alima. Right at the Flagstaff House quarters.
Yeah.
If you don't have 7 CDs,
How much are
Really?
they scooping even a ladle of the wachi for now?
Minimum is 7.
Minimum
minimum
7. Minimum.
CDs.
Yeah.
So imagine if you were a national service person and you were earning what? How much? There 700 and something now.
Something like that.
Yeah. How do you survive? And let's say that you have your family in Accra, you schooled in Accra, you've been transferred to maybe Dorma in Crow. You have to now look for your own accommodation if the institution that you have been assigned to doesn't have accommodation, feeding, transportation, utility. If you're a Christian like Beatrice, you pay your tithe. Your parents will be at home. Your grandmother say, "Oh, Nancy, when you're Juma, and data, for example."
In fact, that
is
leaves no room for
expensive.
even entertainment.
No.
There's nothing like that.
You want that, but the prices are entertaining you. Why do you want to be entertained?
Like going out to eat for a decent meal in Accra, don't try it.
Yeah.
Just don't try it.
Cook your food during the weekend, bring it to work.
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't try it.
It's healthier, it's
Do
cheaper.
not try it. I remember there was a brunch package at a high-end place. 200 CDs.
Right.
In 2021, that same package now goes for 700
Are you
Ghana
serious?
cedis. Live band, full buffet. That same experience. And even then, in 2021, I said, "Hey, these things are expensive. Oh, this buffet with the live band."
That's
Now
somebody's
it's
salary,
700
actually.
cedis.
But you see, even to cook at home,
Yeah.
how much do the ingredients cost? We've been talking about the price of tomatoes in the last 4, 5
I bought
weeks.
tomatoes on Saturday, last Saturday, just some small bowl.
3
How many
9
were in there?
I didn't count, but maybe those who go to the regular markets regularly, what they call
The paint bucket.
no, the small margarine one, maybe
Olonka.
a little, no, not even olonka,
Okay.
less than half olonka actually.
Okay.
So maybe the margarine, you know, when
Right,
you buy
right,
gari,
right,
they
right.
say margarine, that's
right.
small.
That's
So
right.
maybe times 2 of that or 1.5 of that. The tomatoes, I mean, that's just that
Right.
bowl was 30 cedis.
Oh.
And just something tiny in there. And then there were other tiny ones that she had put together, like 4, but they were very, very tiny, like maybe
Right.
the smaller than the size of tangerine, your normal
Whoa,
tangerine.
whoa.
Yes,
How
and
much?
she said that was 10 cedis. I actually didn't hear. I thought that was 5 cedis. So
Okay. You bought
when I
two.
was,
You
I
bought
bought
two.
the 30 cedis one, and I needed the small ones to add to it. So
Right.
I saw the bigger, sizes,
Wait,
and I
wait.
picked, and I paid her. I left. She said, "Oh, madam,
Hey, check
no,
with-
20 cedis."
yes,
Oh,
so
child.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
and even to cook at home. I
Yeah.
mean, the ingredients one, and then even LPG.
That's
you
right.
know, LPG and kerosene are for everybody, because we don't want people going about, using charcoal and firewood. We want to plant more trees. We
Yeah.
are fighting climate change. Our president is co-chair UN, whatever it is, all of those ones. But LPG, do you know that a kilo of LPG is actually much more expensive than a liter of fuel?
I see.
A liter of kerosene is more expensive than a liter of petrol.
I see.
Wow.
So if kerosene is supposed to be used by the poorest of the poor, okay, how do you expect them to buy and use and not be thinking of going into the forest to cut some tree to, use as firewood and
That's right.
make charcoal? I mean, I don't know why we have made our lives so difficult as a people. It's the cost of living conversation there.
I felt very sad this week, just on X, with a lot of young people lamenting that by the time you find yourself, you self-actualize, your mates in other jurisdictions, they are way past, as at the ages of 25 and above.
25 is actually late.
For them, they are getting married. They are on their second, third job. They've changed their car maybe twice already. They are thinking about their next apartment, and you are now thinking about whether the formation is going to be 100 or 110. I mean, and it's so heartbreaking. When I say this almost every morning, Professor Frimpong Boateng, he says we have a future. We can't afford to postpone it
Yeah,
all.
we can't.
And I think about it.
And this is a man who has,
Yeah.
I mean, his life is literally spent.
Yeah.
He's seen it, he's been there, he's done it. At under 40, he did the first open heart surgery, first black man to have ever done that. I mean, he's traveled across the world. He's lived his life. He believes that the young people have a future you can't postpone.
Yeah.
Because as a young man, he saw what opportunities were available to him and how he was motivated and how his actions helped him to reach the heights that he has reached. He doesn't see those opportunities for the young people today. He doesn't see them being motivated in similar fashion. And he doesn't see their activities feeding into any opportunities and motivations because they simply are not there.
I mean, I had a conversation. I was on the University of Ghana campus just early this week. And I was just speaking with some of the students. Some level 300, others 400. 400 means they're actually bowing out this
Right.
year. And I just said, don't worry, when you're done, you're going to get a good job. And she didn't seem so positive.
No,
she was
she
like,
won't
I
be.
hope so. I just had to spend some time to, pump some hope into her that,
Right.
listen, just don't be hopeless as you're preparing to bow out. Just believe that you're going to get something great when you're out.
So usually would mention that, our unemployment rate has gone to what, 14%, 15%. Do we drill down to find out what numbers make up the 14%?
In terms of
We're talking millions.
right, that's right.
We're not talking hundreds. 14% of your workforce have no job to do. So we mentioned 14% is easier because it's not heavy
That's right.
in your mouth. But if you convert 14% to what it actually is, you will see that you're talking about millions of Ghanaians who are burning with passion, who have the energy, who have the zeal, who want to work, but the work is not available. That's what we are talking about.
That's right.
Now, let me ask you this, Beatrice. Should there be a debate or should there not be a debate?
I think there should be. Yesterday, but of course, the interpretation of this call for debate, obviously, you're getting different interpretations from it. So, for instance, yesterday, I spoke to this political analyst he felt that, okay, calling for a debate generally is okay, because it would give a lot of Ghanaians, especially those who are still not decided yet, what they should look forward to, what these two individuals are bringing on board. But at the same time, this person was claiming, or his interpretation of the data that has come out so far, a number of them pointing to the fact that the NDC candidate is leading, in terms of the presidential vote. And therefore, he felt that this was a desperate call just to, because in terms of economics and figures, obviously Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has a grasp on that. So probably the opportunity to let people know that he knows his facts and stuff, and he'll be able to get more votes.
Is it really about him knowing his facts? And what about how impactful that has been? Because you can know your facts, you can have your truth, you can have your scorecard, as I like to call it. The politicians have adopted that terminology. But what is the impact of what you claim to have done?
For me, I think the debate is necessary. But again, if you have a lot more discerning people, and I think a lot of our voters are becoming more discerning,
Right.
even children who are going to vote for the first time and those who are going to vote
They
for
are
the second
adults,
time. I'm sorry,
I thought we
adults,
were
young
becoming more
adults.
discerning.
That's
I don't
actually
know.
what it is.
Say again.
Yeah.
I've been saying that we're becoming more discerning, but I'm not so
No,
sure.
I think we are.
You want to revise your script?
Yeah, I want to, because some of the arguments and the tangents we've been going on are very worrying and troubling indeed. But
I think if you have people who are entrenched in their political positions, like me, my family is MPP,
Right.
I'm not changing my mind. My family is NDC, I'm not changing my mind.
Right.
Me, I believe in the Nkrumah ideology. Nobody will change my mind from voting for CPP
Right.
or the Abu Sakars, the Movement for Change, and the rest. If you take those people out and you're looking at those who are looking at the realities, we've seen the 8 years of John Mahama. And when I say 8 years, I don't mean 8 years as president. He was 4 years vice president and then 4 years president. So let's say 8 years in government. We've seen Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 8 years, well, almost 8 years as vice president. And he's also been, so kind of they almost have the same thing. So within your, your different sectors, and when you had the opportunity to perform, what did you do?
Okay.
So we are going to look at that.
Let's look at this. 46 minutes after 8. Here's Dr. Bawumia in 2016 when the question of a debate, came up. In 2016, he was in opposition. John Mahama was president at the time. I think that John Mahama was the one that had challenged him to a debate. And then his response. Here it is.
John Mahama says he wants a debate on the economy. Now I want to challenge him to come to Sangba and debate with the people of Sangba on the economy. He should tell the people of Sangba what he has done for them in the last 8 years. And he should go and debate with businesses that have collapsed because of Doomsaw. He should go and debate with farmers who cannot buy fertilizer because of his policies. He should go and debate with businessmen who cannot access loans because of high interest rates. He should go and debate with contractors who are not paid because his government is not paying. He should go and debate with teacher trainees who are not paid allowances because his government has refused to pay allowances. He should go and debate with nursing trainees who are not paid allowances because his government has refused to pay allowances. He should go and debate with the unemployed, our youth who are looking for jobs because his economy is collapsing. He should go and debate with drivers who are facing a hard time because of high insurance and molestation by the authorities. He should go and debate with cocoa farmers whose farms are collapsing because of the collapse of mass cocoa spraying program. He should certainly go and debate with people who cannot afford to pay lecture on the economy. I presented facts and figures. I made 170 statements at least in that lecture. Now, instead of responding to that lecture, he and his vice president are running away from those facts. They are running away from those facts. If they want a debate on the economy, they should start by answering those 170 facts in my lecture. They don't want to because they cannot. They cannot stand the truth. They cannot stand the facts. They should come and debate here in Sangba with the people of Sangba. They will tell them how their economy has been run.
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning.
Nkoye, I don't know. What do you think? Now, this is what Dr. Baumia thought then regarding a debate. Helen, debate or no debate?
Because
Because the NAPCO beneficiaries are waiting to be spoken to.
Oh, yes.
They are waiting for their own debate.
Yeah, they are. They are
Teacher
geared up
trainees
for
are
it.
waiting for their own debate because
That's
they are
right.
old arrears. Nursing trainees are waiting for their own debate. I'm sure SITAG is waiting for their own debate. COSAG is waiting for their own debate. TUC, Federation of Labour, they are all waiting for their own debate. The children who were promised one chocolate a day, they're waiting
That's
for
right.
their own debate. One cocoa thing, they're waiting for their own debate. School feeding program will digitalize it to make sure that we know what you are serving at every point in time. They're waiting for their own debate.
That's right.
Drivers are waiting for their own concrete roads, so they are waiting for the debate. The CD to a dollar thing, Abuchi is confused why it was picked up and locked up when, in fact, the CD broke jail. So Abuchi is waiting for his own debate. The Forex Bureau people are waiting for their own debate. Bondholders,
Yes.
pensioners, they are waiting for their own debate. Those who number 1 they are waiting for their own debate. I mean, you can list a lot of groupings and individuals who are waiting for their own debate. So if we're using Dr. Baumia's marking scheme, should we then tell him to go and debate them first, finish, answer the 170 questions before he can come for a debate?
I'm surprised he has this thirst or burning desire for a debate. I don't know where that sudden vim has come from. Who is encouraging him to call for a debate? I don't really know. Because from where...
The man is encouraged.
I wonder from where
On
is
his
this
own
vim
volition,
coming
by
from?
his own self.
I don't know. If I were him, if I was perusing the landscape, I would stay far away from a debate. In fact, I think one of our callers this morning on Community Voices says he should you start off by meeting the press. You go and meet the press, let them talk to you, and then you yourself will assess whether or not you want to have some kind of a debate. So before he does a debate, he should meet the press. I just have some 1 or 2 questions for him.
If you met the vice president today, what would you ask him?
I want him to clarify if the fundamentals are weak. Statement.
But he explained that.
No.
He explained that.
No.
No. You are not
No,
being fair.
no.
No.
Johnny,
Helen.
why are you
No.
begging?
I'm begging. This is a dangerous. You cannot ask this person. In fact,
Once and for all, he must clarify what is
now
the
that
case.
we know what's on your
When the
mind.
fundamentals are weak,
You want to
he
know the
said
current
the
state of
exchange
the
rate
fundamentals.
will expose you. Subsequently, he said it is warped knowledge. So in 2024, I want him to just tell us which is which.
What the current
is
state
it
of the
what?
fundamentals
Yes, because
are.
maybe every year it changes. Maybe some years it will expose you. The next year it's warped knowledge.
but if-
the year after that, there's something different to it.
Helen,
Yes.
now that I know what's on your mind, whenever there's a media encounter, make sure they don't invite you.
Oh.
You are a danger.
It is
to
in
them.
their best interest to invite me here because I sit on the biggest and the best breakfast show in all of the land.
So your question will be to tell us the current state of the fundamentals.
Yes. I want to know the current state as it stands now. The exchange rate we are seeing. What does it mean? Is the foundation strong? Are the fundamentals weak? Is it still warped knowledge? I just want to know. Just clarify for me once and for all as a lay person. my only economics background is in Wesley Girls, Form 1 or something like that, some small something.
Economics.
Yes,
There is
demand
Peribus
and supply the hair, those ones.
guys.
But
There is no Peribus.
which one? Who is that? That one. All of those people. Yes,
If
all those
things
guys.
being equal, all things not being equal.
Ceteris, yes. He should come and let us know what is the state of affairs as it stands now. Have you seen the exchange rate? I mean, for most of us were watching the dollar. Have you seen what the pound they broke every the pound 20
This
cedis.
question must never be admitted. Beatrice, what would be your question?
I was just going to answer a bit of what Helen said.
You are going to answer. You don't
Perhaps
have to answer. You,
no.
you ask your own
Perhaps when you're not in there, you don't know what the problem is. So
Until you get there.
until you get
But
there,
you
then
see,
you know that.
I like that candor about President Kufuor. When he got in there, he said, look, I've looked at the books. I've seen what it is. What I told you then is not exactly what the situation is. We have work to do. So I'm going to get down to do the work. And he did the work. I mean, he took us to Hippie, brought us back, trying to stabilize things. And he had his faults, but he was honest enough to say what I told you then in opposition. Nanado and Dr. Bami have not said that too.
For me,
They have not said that. They have not apologized even for one thing. So your question is valid, but if I am the one, you would not ask that question.
No, we must
You
know.
won't even be admitted to ask that question.
No, all jokes aside, he must explain, because what we're seeing is very, very scary. The city is continuously free falling. I'm sure you've cited on our socials, on our pages, as we've done some analysis of our fiscal space. 1,000 cedis in 2021
Yes.
is now worth what?
Under
400.
451 Ghana cedis. I mean, look
I
at
sent
that.
it to an MPP friend of mine, a big MPP friend. We have conversations.
Yes.
And he said it's a lie.
How is it a lie?
Well,
Oh no!
that's what he.
I mean, I saw yesterday, and I said it will be less.
And
I
many
don't-
people.
Be 450.
Yes,
No, I said
and
it will be
Beatrice,
less.
many people under
I
the
said-
post said the same
no,
thing. They
no.
said there's no way. They said,
No, I
Masa,
said it will be
is
less. No, it will be less.
Oh no, let's be fair to the government. Let's
I don't know.
positive news only, please.
No, I don't know which
Metrics, the
metrics they use to calculate that. But when I go out and I'm spending 1,000 cedis as compared to, I mean, how many years ago, I think it will be less. That's just my opinion based on
Okay, so
practical or hands-on
I
experience.
told somebody this yesterday. I said, look, you buy fuel, right? And if you don't know any economics at all, at least you know your fuel gauge and what it looks like. When you buy 300 cedis of fuel, you know where it hits, right? When you buy 1,000, you know where it hits. You buy 400, you know where it hits. So now, if you buy the same amount of fuel and the fuel gauge doesn't go and hit that, you then know that this. So let's say if you buy 500, it's 3 bars, and then now you buy 500, it's 1 bar. You know that then
Yeah.
60% of your money is gone.
yeah.
I mean, nobody needs to calculate and explain this to you. You are seeing the evidence right before you.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't lie in anybody's mouth to say it's a lie, it's a lie. What you are seeing, what is before you, is that you buy fuel at this price, you get the gauge going at that rate. Now you buy fuel and the gauge is not gauging.
And I was actually telling her, Helen, when you were playing the Dr. Mahmoud
Right,
Baumia
right.
sound, that 2021, a liter was 6 cedis, and I could fill a 1.2
Right.
with it. Before 2023, I was using like 600. Now I'm using something, a car that is over 1.2.
Right.
So
You will pay. You will pay.
Now check this out.
Yeah.
My friend Jerome is an economics.
Take your time.
Economics.
The way you have determined in your heart to go and ask economic questions.
Economics, finance, and political risk analyst. He's joined us on the morning show a few times, and he does this analysis.
Oh, the beard gang, Jerome.
No, this Jerome is clean shaven, not beard gang Jerome,
Okay.
actually. But he says that in order to have the same purchasing power that you had on January 1, 2022, right? Your income should have risen by 90%. So in the last 2 years, to have that same purchasing power in the year 2024, your income should have risen by over 90%.
Whoa.
Yes.
So what we're talking about, what Beatrice then is talking about, 451 cannot be what
Yeah.
we are looking at.
I
if
don't think so.
What Jerome says is anything to go by.
I don't
Yes.
think so.
Whoa.
And has your pay gone up
No.
by
please.
90%
No,
and more
please. Don't stop.
to make up, to account for that shortfall
Stop
because of the
misbehaving.
city depreciation, currency fluctuations, and so on and so forth?
What did you eat yesterday?
Yesterday I ate assorted rice.
And that's where the problem is coming from.
Assorted
you are
rice because
bringing all
assorted
manner of-
problems.
All the foreign stuff into
You are
the
bringing
local
all
thing.
manner of assorted problems this morning. No. If I were the one curating the media engagement for Dr. Bamia, if it has to happen, you won't be admitted to even ask that question that's on your mind.
No, we must know.
You're a wicked person.
No, we must know.
You're a wicked
We must
person.
know.
We'll activate the phone lines right after this. Beatrice, thank you so much indeed. We're grateful for your time. Any closing thoughts to share before you go?
There are a lot of questions to ask,
I
Yes.
just ask one,
just on the economy.
which will be,
Why are you doing this to us? I've asked it for you. Thank you.
you will ask that,
Yeah, I'll just take the mic. Your Excellency, why are you doing this to us?
and you want to go home after that? Quack.
Do you know quack?
It's a movement.
It's a movement.
The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.